Welcome back into another installment of the 94 podcast. I'm Brook Eddle, joined here with my co-host, Jim Bushey. Good weekend to everyone. Good weekend to you, Jim.
Good weekend to you too, Brook. How you doing?
I'm doing great. The NFL draft is in the, day 3. We had day 1, the shocks and the surprises, the players that are that slid to day 3, day 2, those storylines, those progressed. Also the NBA, NHL Playoffs series are getting to a turning point, really. Teams have played at least 3 series in the best of 7. So we're figuring out who are the real teams and the pretenders. So who are the contenders and the pretenders? And so far, what have you discovered in just watching the playoffs, the draft, even some baseball mixed in?
I mean, it's simple. I've been watching a lot of playoffs. It's so much fun. They do not like each other. It is amazing to watch. It's amazing to be a part of. I've even watched a little basketball, and that was even entertaining. So it is an entertaining time of year. I've been watching baseball because, well, I don't want to talk about it. And then the draft is a draft. Draft's going good. Maybe a little surprise, maybe not a little surprise in the draft, but we'll get to it in a bit.
Right. Overall the draft. No surprises here, no headliners. Fernando Mendoza goes number 1 to the Las Vegas Raiders. He's able to have that moment in Miami at home with his family. That's how he envisioned his draft day experience. Las Vegas Raiders. They also signed Kirk Cousins. So is it going to be almost like one of those movies where you got the buddy cop movies, but they're in Las Vegas? Yeah. Like they could genuinely have a buddy cop movie with Fernando Mendoza and Kirk Cousins. Like the rookie taking, like the 14-year vet, he's seen the ups and downs of the business. He's navigated the business really well. One of the best businessmen in the NFL, Kirk Cousins. Definitely need to go to the school of Kirk Cousins' agent. Whoever his agent, I think needs to be lauded as, the blueprint of what you want your agent to be negotiating your deal as a quarterback. This is well structured by Tom Brady and the organization, Mark Davis. They've done something right. They've brought in a leader in Fernando Mendoza. We'll talk about the other draft picks too, because the rest of the draft, there was still surprises. Ty Simpson at 13 to the Los Angeles Rams. He was the second quarterback taken in the draft. You go a little further, 5 picks later, the Minnesota Vikings, they take Caleb Banks, defensive tackle out of Florida. You also see Makai Lemon drop to number 20, and the Philadelphia Eagles swooped in, and they took him right before their in-state rival, the Pittsburgh Steelers. Pittsburgh Steelers thinking that they were going to get Makai Lemon. So sometimes when life gives you lemon, you Makai lemonade. And that's what Howie Roseman and the Philadelphia Eagles have done. You got to stop trading with this man. This man is, he's a menace to society. He's a menace to the NFL. And they continue to trade, and they continue to give him these chips. And I think Makai Lemon is going to be a great addition to this Philadelphia offense.
Oh, definitely. It's going to be a great addition to this offense. It's just to first of all take him away from your rival is perfect, and then you're able to add in another weapon for Jalen Hurts. You have Kenneth Walker No, he's going to Kansas City. You have Barkley in the backfield. You have Goddard as a tight end. Now this is becoming more of a threat. You still have Hurts, who could still run. So it's like it's just another weapon that they can added to their offense.
Absolutely. The way that Mekhi Lemon's route running, his route tree, and his dynamic ability to also, be on reverses. That goal line Philly offense just added another target. We don't know where A.J. Brown will be playing this year. More likely, I feel like it's A.J. Brown's time to possibly find a new home because that has been rumored. We know day 3, Mike Vrabel was not going to be attending day 3, and we are at day 3. So are the Philadelphia Eagles not done yet making moves? Because you could still make a trade in session during the draft, or are they going to wait into after the draft, which could be the case as well. But knowing that Mike Vrabel is not there for the New England Patriots, how does the rest of the draft go for the Patriots? Like, are you just waiting for the other shoe to drop and waiting for that A.J. Brown news, or are you possibly taking a wide receiver and seeing if you can develop some young talent?
If you're the Patriots, I think you've got to go get someone. Like we said this in the past before, draft picks are the lottery. You're not guaranteed, even though you're guaranteed to get someone. They're not something until they prove themselves. So, they could take a shot on someone through the draft, but they need someone. I think they really need someone to step up on that offense, and then someone to step up and be like, this is the reason why I'm here. Because if there's no one here no one's proven, then this is just a waste of the pick.
Right.
So you kind of want. I'd rather get someone who's been in the league 1, 2, 3 years maybe, and then not risk getting a bust and like you drafted someone for basically nothing.
How about this? You trade for Jordan Addison. Like Minnesota has just said, hey, we're going to let Ty Felton figure this out. We trust that this kid is going to pan out. We envision him to be the next coming of Stephon Diggs without the drama for the Vikings. And you're like, hey, we're done with the drama with Jordan Addison. You possibly, make moves to get him to New England. New England sending some picks back, potentially maybe 2027 picks, because next year's draft could be what Minnesota is maybe looking to stockpile on those picks. Knowing that they have already got a draft pick, and we'll talk about the Jonathan Grenard trade as well with the Philadelphia Eagles. That included the number 98th pick, and then also I think that was Dominique Orange, I believe, from Iowa State. He was drafted, and then also we'll talk some more Vikings picks. There was Jake Goldday, that was another linebacker out of Cincinnati. He was the 51 overall pick by the Vikings, so he was a second round, day 2, number 1 pick. But getting back to just making the right pick, but also making sure that the fit is right. And I feel with the Patriots offense, you got Drake May, you need to add on to it. I know you got Hunter Henry, you got Mac Hollins, you lost Stephon Diggs, you let him go. You still have Kayshon Boutte. You got this is a name that potentially some Patriots fans need to look out for, Kendrick Bourne. I know that he went out to San Francisco, but there might be a homecoming for Kendrick Bourne if San Francisco maybe, they're looking to go in another direction for their wide receivers. But again, it's tough, especially knowing that there's going to be rookies now competing for these same roster spots. The Jets, with the number 2 pick, they got David Bailey, edge rusher out of Texas Tech. The Jets were not done. They also, with the number 16th pick, they sniped the Minnesota Vikings in Kenyon Sadiq, the tight end out of Oregon. Number 3, though, Arizona Cardinals, they took Jeremiah Love, your running back from Notre Dame. How do you feel about Jeremiah Love going number 3?
Honestly, I mean, yeah, you take the best available player, and they do need a running back, but like you think with Kyler Murray not being there, you think they take a shot at a quarterback. Like Ty Simpson, like he dropped to 13th to go to the Rams, which is, first of all, shocking. But you look at Arizona, it's like, okay, you lost your quarterback. Who was their backup? Who was their backup last year?
Jacoby Brissett.
So Brissett, okay, so Brissett played well, but is he your starter? Is he the one you're going to be like, hey, here it is? Now, I don't know the rest of the draft, but like, yeah, you take best available, but you still need a quarterback. And I don't think you can find one in free agency anymore.
Unless you're going to get Aaron Rodgers.
If he doesn't retire.
Yeah, unless he doesn't retire. Yeah, as long as he's still active, right, exactly.
Yeah.
He might be on a different planet, but yeah, exactly. So with the Arizona Cardinals, I think it was a good pick, bad fit. Like that's how I'm going to really define this draft pick.
Well, they didn't pick up a quarterback until the third round.
What's up?
They didn't pick their quarterback till the third round.
Right.
Earlier today, they picked Carson Beck.
They took Carson Beck, right, from Miami.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
I'm surprised he dropped that far. Some teams that possibly need a new quarterback. I mean.
So they pair him with Jeremiah Love. So you got Carson Beck, Jeremiah Love, same draft class. Mike LaFleur, brother of Matt LaFleur, is the head coach of the Arizona Cardinals. He was hired after a 27-day search, so it was a quick search to find him, and knowing that he has a strong background in offensive strategy to this team. So I would imagine that they're going to do what they've done with Kyron Williams in Los Angeles. They're going to put a lot on Jeremiah Love's shoulders.
Yeah.
And I think it is not a far stretch of the imagination, Jim, that Jeremiah Love in the next maybe 2 to 3 years could be the best running back in the NFL.
Oh, 100%. He could be it. He needs to prove it on the field. I also want to point out that, like, the Jets, we all know everyone hates the Jets. I hate the Jets because they're my second favorite team.
Yeah, yes.
They waited to the 4th round to pick a quarterback. Now, I don't know about you, but this seems like this draft class for quarterback is not that deep. Because you have, two go in the first round, one go in the first round?
Right. Dante Moore went back to Oregon, and I think that just, like, shook up the top half of the quarterback class because it was really 1 and 2, Fernando Mendoza, then Dante Moore. And then Dante Moore retracted and said, I'm going to, stay for 1 more year in college and forego the draft and forego being a New York Jet. So maybe some wisdom on his part.
Well, then that brings up the question: the Jets. I think they had the Jets. They had number 2. They could have picked their quarterback. They had number 16, so they could have had Ty Simpson, but you had the Rams take Simpson, which was a big one. But you still had Klubnik, who they drafted in the
They got
4th
Omar
round.
Cooper Jr., which I do like that draft pick for wide receiver. They got D'Angelo Pons, another Indiana Hoosier. I really like that pick, especially knowing that Aaron Glenn is going to be building this defense. He got Darrell Jackson Jr., defensive tackle, Florida State. And then, like you said, they got Cade Klubnik. And that's day 3. They just got him earlier today. So
yeah, I don't know. It seems like something that they probably need something to do with, because Fields isn't your guy. Who else is their quarterback they have?
they had Geno Smith. I think they brought in
Geno Smith. I mean, Geno Smith, yeah, it's cool, but he's good, but, like, he's getting older. And, like, he's not going to be the same Geno Smith he was in Seattle. Even then he was
He's
okay
turnover
for a year
prone.
or two.
Yeah, again, he was a game manager for Seattle, in a sense of just don't lose us the game. Like, Geno consistently made plays early on in Seattle, and I think that's what gave him the success that he did. But now that you're in New York, this is the second time around in New York. Aaron Glenn is trying to save his job, and I don't know if Geno Smith is the answer. I think you might see some Cade Klubnik at some point. Maybe week 5, you might see him get a start, because I think the Jets fans will be clamoring for him if there's struggles with Geno Smith early on.
Yeah, it's going to be all wait and see at this point, but
It's going to be like a rerun of the Giants season last year where they brought in Russell Wilson, but then everybody wanted to see Jackson Dart.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those seasons don't really equate to too many wins when you have 2 quarterbacks that are trying to figure it out. And also, where's the offensive line? Like, I feel like you need an offensive line, especially if you're going to establish the run and also play good defense, because I think that's the formula for this Jets team to at least compete. Because, mind you, Jim, this is the same defense that went the entire regular season, 0 interceptions.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see with these draft picks. I like the draft pick with D'Angelo Pons. I think he'll at least have some splash plays, and with D'Angelo Pons, being in that organization with Kurt Signetti, I think that is all positive. They're coming from a culture of winning, and I think that's important. And you also pair him up with his teammate, Omar Cooper Jr., wide receiver. So, again, you got some weapons out there. You also got Kenyon Sadiq. Can they block? And then also, can they get to the quarterback with David Bailey? Because that's a top pick. Number 2, you're going to be in the tabloids if you do not produce in New York. And you know that the New York media is not going to hold back.
No, not at all.
Yeah. Let's keep taking a look at these draft picks. Number 4, Carnell Tate. Carnell Tate, wide receiver, Ohio State. A lot of people are looking at it as Cam Ward needs a receiver, and this is Cam Ward's receiver. It makes sense. I think this is not like, oh, okay, the scorched earth, what are the Titans doing? Robert Saleh has been a head coach before. He knows what to expect, but he knows that he is a young quarterback that is proving himself. You need to surround him with weapons. This is part of that. You get Carnell Tate out of Ohio State. The Giants, they went and got Arvell Reese, edge rusher, Ohio State. We'll go through this real quick. The Kansas City Chiefs, they traded with the Cleveland Browns. A little surprising here. The Chiefs took Mansour Delane, cornerback out of LSU. So we'll see how he fares. Going up against all the weapons in the AFC West with Denver, also with the Chargers and their arsenal of weapons. Even the Raiders. The Raiders now with I think they took. I know they took Jalen Naylor from the Vikings, so he's on the Raiders looking to prove himself. So we'll see how the Raiders, the Broncos, and the Chargers. So interesting draft pick, but they do get an A for this pick because this is something that the Chiefs needed help with. Washington Commanders, they take Sonny Styles, linebacker, Ohio State. Number 8, the New Orleans Saints, they took Jordan Tyson, wide receiver, Arizona State. Cleveland Browns take Spencer Fonno, offensive tackle, Utah. I really like this pick, with the Browns moving back to number 9, knowing that Fonno was still going to be available. They were still able to get their guy, and they were still able to move down and get a couple picks from the Chiefs in the process. The Giants, this is the trade with the Bengals. Obviously, Dexter Lawrence going to the Cincinnati Bengals. This resulted in this pick. They get Francis, again, sorry if I'm butchering this, Francis Mauigoa, the offensive tackle out of Miami. That was pretty cool. He had the traditional, I think, I don't know what they call it, but he had that on during the draft when his name was called. This is the one that I think people need to realize was a huge pickup for the Dallas Cowboys. At number 11, the Dallas Cowboys, they select safety Caleb Downs. I think they just replaced their defensive leader. They replaced Micah Parsons with this pick because I think Caleb Downs is one of the top players, maybe best player in the draft, potentially. And he ends up at 11. So this is a steal for Jerry Jones and the Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys needed a new sheriff in the secondary, and they just got him. Number 12, Miami Dolphins got Caden Proctor, offensive tackle, Alabama. We'll see if, they got a young quarterback in Miami. Again, we'll see that situation. Jeff Hafley coming over from the Green Bay Packers, taking over Miami. But again, with knowing that Miami is in a rebuild, I think it's smart to go get some offensive line help. And this is the Los Angeles Rams via the Atlanta Falcons. They get Ty Simpson. Ty Simpson, again, one of the biggest stories of this NFL draft. The pending retirement of Jimmy Garoppolo meant that the Rams would be looking to this draft for a backup quarterback. But to take Simpson at number 13 is bold indeed. There's no denying that he's a good fit in Sean McVay's offense. He was listed as such in the best fits for quarterbacks. But this is easily the guttiest pick in the first round thus far. This is obviously a move made for long term, but I can't help but wonder if the Rams, presumably Super Bowl contenders in 2026, will later wish they'd selected a player likelier to make an immediate impact. Of course, if Simpson ultimately pans out, Les Snead and McVay will once again be proven geniuses. Baltimore Ravens, they took Olaviga. He goes by Vega Lone. Yeah. And we'll just wrap up here. Ruben Bain, Tampa Bay. Kenyon Sadiq was mentioned to the Jets.
Blake Miller.
Yep, Blake Miller to the Lions. Caleb Banks, the Minnesota Vikings.
Monroe Freeling for Carolina Panthers.
Yep. Makai Lemon. Max Iniakor, number 22. Hakeem Mesidor, 23. That was the Los Angeles Chargers. Dallas Cowboys, Malachi Lawrence. Cleveland Browns, Casey Concepcion. And I like that pick too. Wide receiver at Texas A&M. 25, Bears really stole this pick. Dylan Thiedemann at 25. 26, Kevin Rutledge to the Texans. 27, Chris Johnson, cornerback, South SDSU. Caleb Lomu, offensive tackle, Utah to the New England Patriots. 29, Peter Woods, defensive tackle, Clemson to the Chiefs. Number 30, Omar Cooper, we mentioned at the top, wide receiver, Indiana. 31, Keldrick Folk, edge rusher, Auburn to the Tennessee Titans. So we knew Robert Saleh was going to get his guy for defense. And 32, the defending Super Bowl champions, the Seattle Seahawks, they take Jadarian Price, running back, Notre Dame. And I think that is also a really solid pick to replace Kenneth Walker. It is a solid
pick. Yep, to replace Kenneth Walker as a big pick there.
Yeah. That's the first round. That was day one. There's a lot to go through. But real quick with the Vikings, and then we'll talk playoffs. The Vikings with Brian Flores, they just recently made him the highest paid defensive coordinator ever. So clearly they feel confident that he can unlock Banks' undeniable potential. Still, this is as risky as it gets. Again, you got to make sure this, like you said earlier, these players, they have to prove it. Just because their name was called before some of these other players that are getting drafted today and they were drafted yesterday doesn't mean nothing. Like, they got to prove it in between the white lines. Let's talk playoffs. I know we're kind of wrapping up here, but playoffs, what do you think of the NHL playoffs? Favorite series to watch so far?
All of them. If I had to choose one, I had to choose Buffalo-Boston. That's been a fun one to watch.
Buffalo-Boston has been electric. Obviously,
they've all been electric.
They've all been electric. You got the Wild playing overtime games with the Dallas Stars.
Another one, my goodness. Yeah. Oh, my gosh.
You got game 4 today. It's a matinee. You got a doubleheader. You got the Minnesota Timberwolves playing as well. 2 game 4s happening at the same time. Wild down 2-1. Wolves up 2-1. Wild, gotta have it. You gotta go back to Dallas 2-2. Realistically,
you gotta.
Yeah, otherwise, you got your back against the wall. It's not over, but probability is dwindling. You're running out of time. Hurricanes, Senators. Carolina is looking for the sweep.
Looking for a sweep, but that's been a hard-fought series. Every whistle seems like there's been a scrum going on.
Right, exactly. It's been physical hockey. Let's say that. But talk about physicality in the stands, Jim. The Pittsburgh Penguins and the Philadelphia Flyers. Those fans don't like each other. And we talked about at the beginning during the NFL draft, it's an in-state rival. But the interconference rival, Pittsburgh Penguins and the Philadelphia Flyers, Philadelphia is leading the series 3-0. Looking for the sweep tonight.
Hopefully they can sweep, and I want Pittsburgh out.
All right. So we have potentially a sweep of Pittsburgh tonight, a potential sweep of the Senators, and potentially the Wild have an opportunity to go 2-2 back to Dallas. All right, let's look at Sunday's slate real quick. The Colorado Avalanche up 3-0 against the LA Kings. They have an opportunity to advance to the second round. And we did talk about the President's Cup last week, Jim. Are the President's Cup winners, are they looking like they are getting hot at the right time? Do you feel like they're catching their stride?
I believe so, yeah. I can't say that because you're talking about Ottawa, correct?
No, I'm talking about the Avalanche, the President's Cup.
Avalanche, they've always been in stride. I mean, they're one of the top teams to beat in the West. Like, everyone's expecting them to at least make it to the conference finals. Okay. LA, yeah, they're putting up a good fight, but like it's all Avalanche.
Right, it's an Avalanche in this series right now. They're just getting pummeled. The Kings, they've been battling, but again, the Avalanche are looking to secure the series this Sunday. The matchup, the series that we talked about earlier, Buffalo and Boston. You had Buffalo, that dramatic comeback win on Sunday in Game 1, followed up Game 2. Bruins were able to knot it up. And then now Buffalo, they took the 2-1 series lead. They're looking to take a commanding lead tomorrow, looking to go up 3-1 and potentially keep moving closer to the second round. And there's been a drought in Buffalo. And again, the one thing in Buffalo, they love their teams. They're dedicated to their teams. Did you see that they actually are selling like a beer saber?
Oh my gosh! I need to go to Buffalo to grab me one of those.
Yes, that's a road trip. That's definitely a road trip worthy. Did you see this though? I saw this on social media. This guy was walking around with a Dominic Hasek signed trading card, and he was approaching people and saying, "Hey, I'll trade you your beer saber for this card." And eventually, he got somebody to get peer pressure to accept the deal. The guy was like, "You get to keep both. You get to keep the card, and you get to keep the beer saber." The guy was just like, "Oh, what?" But again, it just shows like the fandom of Buffalo, and they're really serious about their teams. So that'll be fun to watch them. Tickets as low like. Right now, Boston, it's a hot ticket. Tickets as low as $252. That's a low ticket.
It's not bad.
Yeah. Tickets in LA, low as $17 for a playoff game.
Look, they're about to get swept.
Right. All right, let's talk Lightning and Montreal Canadiens, and then we'll switch. We still got one more series, Oilers and Ducks. But Lightning, Canadiens, Montreal leads the series 2-1. What's your expectations the rest of the way?
Overtime, every single game. And I'll fight to make it out again, because it happened before. It was so much. That's another electricity-filled series. I just love watching it.
Right. No, it's fast hockey. It's, a lot of edginess. And, these are Eastern Conference rivals, going back and forth. This could easily be like a Eastern Conference Finals.
Definitely.
Oilers, Ducks. Ducks have been actually putting up a fight, and they lead the series currently 2-1. So Connor McDavid, I think he did get looked at for an injury. How can the Oilers get back to the Western Conference Finals? Because right now they're looking down the barrel of a 2-1 deficit in the current best of 7.
You got to have McDavid and Draisaitl go off. They need to start picking it up. They need to do that, and they need their goalie. Both of them start being better. Like, they're losing games like 6-4, 6-5. You can't win by scoring 4 goals and giving up more. You need your goalie to step up.
Absolutely, you're right. Playoff hockey, you just need your goaltenders to really step up and be like the best players on ice, like stand on their head. And that's what Wallstedt needs to do for the Minnesota Wild if they were to advance. I think to getting to the second round, you definitely need that consistent play. But the lot of great series still going on. NBA real quick, and then we'll just wrap up here on the 94 podcast. Nuggets, Timberwolves, currently the series is at 2-1. Minnesota Timberwolves, they were able to take care of the Nuggets on Friday to take the 2-1 lead. I believe it was 113-96, 17-point win. Not bad for the first home game, especially with Jaden McDaniels calling all the Nuggets players bad defenders. Gotta love that trash talk, heading into what has been considered one of the best rivalries lately in the NBA. So we get game 4, so we get the fourth game. Tickets as low as $163. It's a hot ticket, Target Center.
That's not bad. It's not bad. I mean, for a playoff game, that's not bad at all.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's actually a deal. That's actually a deal. Like some tickets are, you know, you're getting some tickets. I mean, if it's in New York, you're not getting anything sub 250. I would imagine.
No.
Yeah.
No. No.
Okay, so you got Nuggets, Timberwolves. We talked about them. I think that we talked about the predictions. I think it goes the full. Even though it's 2-1, I think the Nuggets are going to be tough the rest of the series. Like I think they're going to make adjustments. I think Denver's a good enough team. They're going to make adjustments. They're going to make Game 4 a very difficult one. And even if you get to Denver up 3-1, that elimination game at home, that's going to be tough. In the elevation, that's going to be tough. I think Denver is going to win at least one more to possibly force it to a 3-2, or possibly we could have a 2-2 and then possibly have Denver go up 3-2. So again, this series is far from over. Pistons Magic series tied 1-1. This has been a little bit of a surprise. Magic won Game 1, Pistons won Game 2. Right now, Magic are down a point against the Detroit Pistons. So we'll see how this one shakes out, the 1 versus 8 in the Eastern Conference. The Thunder and Suns. Thunder are looking to take a commanding lead. They're up 2-0 in the series. This will be the first game in Phoenix. We'll see how Devin Booker is able to lead the Phoenix Suns past Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Chet Holmgren, Jay Williams. The Thunder have looked the part. They've looked like the number one team in this postseason. The New York Knicks, though, what's going on with the Knicks, Jim? They're down 2-1 to the Atlanta Hawks. Jalen Brunson, Karl Anthony Towns. You got all these superstars, Mikal Bridges, Josh Hart. 2-1 Atlanta. You got Nickeil Alexander-Walker, voted most improved player in the NBA, leading the Atlanta Hawks. C.J. McCollum, Jalen Johnson. Jalen Johnson has been balling. He's almost like averaging a triple-double with 22 points per game, 10 rebounds, and then also about 7 assists per game. So Atlanta's looking the part to spoil the New York Knicks, because a lot of people thought the New York Knicks almost had a bye getting the Atlanta Hawks as a draw in the first round. And then Sunday, what we're looking at is the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Raptors. Series 2-1. Cavaliers lost the first game in Toronto. Toronto looking to continue to add some pressure in this first round matchup. Spurs, Blazers, Trailblazers. Spurs lost Victor Wembanyama in Game 2 with the nasty concussion. He was ruled out for Friday's game. He did not pass the concussion protocol. He was not available, did not dress. He was in street clothes on the Spurs bench. So Spurs up 2-1, big game from Stephon Castle, but also a big game from their rookie, Dylan Harper. So he had 25 points. That's huge for a rookie in a postseason game. That's amazing. And he's doing this coming off the bench. So that's definitely impressive for Dylan Harper. San Antonio Spurs, a lot of talent there. Blazers, I think they'll continue to play them tough, but again, I think the Spurs are just too talented, especially once they get Victor Wembanyama back and their rim protector from a lot of the slashers with the Blazers. Boston Celtics, they are leading 2-1 against the Philadelphia 76ers. Sixers made it a series. They were able to steal Game 3 in Philadelphia. So this is going to be interesting to see how Philadelphia is able to, see if they're able to continue to give Boston fits. And the Lakers and Rockets. Lakers are looking to sweep the Rockets. The Rockets look dead in the water, especially the way that Friday was a meltdown. You give up the lead in the last 30 seconds, and then you lose in overtime. You get just not clutch basketball. And I think that's what a lot of people predicted with the Houston Rockets before the playoffs. And now they're proving everybody correct because they just don't play clutch basketball. In those big minutes, they show up small. That's the real of it. 41-year-old Grandpa LeBron James is out there looking spry, and he's averaging 20 points per game, 6 rebounds, and 7 assists. So again, great numbers for a 41-year-old, but we know that this can't last the entire postseason. If the Lakers are to get past the second round, they definitely need Luka to get back healthy. They definitely need to see Austin Reeves return because I don't see the Lakers taking on like a team like OKC or taking on a team like, let's say, Minnesota and surviving just with LeBron as the number one option. So again, Lakers, they're up 3-0, commanding lead. They're more likely going to sweep or a gentleman's sweep. We predicted that. But yeah, that's the wrap up. That's the wrap up on the postseason and the happenings. The one story though that for the NFL draft, we'll touch back on the NFL draft here real quick. Jermod McCoy out of Tennessee. He was expected to go in the first round, but he slid all the way to the fourth round to pick 101 with the Las Vegas Raiders. What can you expect to see from Jermod McCoy? Is this a revenge tour all of 2026 of all the teams that passed him up?
I mean, possibly it could be a revenge tour, but I think the scouts know a little bit more than we do, so maybe, well, they know more than the analysts, so maybe they knew something we don't know. But I mean, I would take that personally, so it could be a revenge tour.
Right, absolutely. This has been the biggest slide in the 2026 NFL draft. It felt like it started Monday. Even it has been brewing for months. And again, these guys do it for a living. Like during the rounds with the league sources, the personal departments, coaching staffs, and agents, a simple query of just like, hey, have you heard anything? The buzz is Jermod McCoy is going to slide. And for whatever reason, Jim, there's always a story that goes out there where you're just like, all right, this guy is going to slide. He was widely branded as a potential top 10 pick. Top 10 to 15, that's a big, to 101, to day 3. And I think there's been a little bit of a cloud. The Tennessee quarterback who missed his 2025 season with an ACL tear, even with that injury, McCoy was widely still sought after as a talent. So we'll see how McCoy is able to, hit the ground running, especially knowing that he's going to be in a tough division in the AFC West. You're going to be covering one of the top weapons, Cortland Sutton. You got Jalen Waddle now. You got Rashee Rice, Travis Kelce. You still got weapons that you can definitely prove yourself at that level. But again, it's been a fun draft. It's been fun chatting with you. And don't look now, but the Chicago Cubs have won 10 games in a row. 10 wins. 10 wins. Fly to the W. And they just took down the defending champs. So it's not fake. It's the Los Angeles Dodgers. And it was in LA.
That's the best part. The Dodgers losing. Hopefully, we got a new team out of the NLDS this year.
That's what we're praying for here. But I really feel good about this Cubs team. I think I like this club. I think they have a really good camaraderie. Every time I think they get out there, I think they are believing that they can win, and I think that has proven it accurate. And just watching this Cubs team, the last 10, just taking a look at the last 10, and then the winning streak started after a loss in Philadelphia. They lose 13-7. They come back April 14th. This is when the 10-game winning streak started. They take care of Philadelphia 10-4. Philadelphia again beat them 11-2. You come back, win that series. New York is reeling right now. New York Mets. They beat them 12-4. New York again beat them 4-2. New York extra innings, come back, and this is at Wrigley. You come back, walk them off 2-1 to continue the winning streak, and then you're playing Philadelphia at home. You sweep them, beat them 5-1 game 1, beat them 7-4 game 2, and this is with a loaded Philadelphia lineup. Philadelphia again 7-2. Philadelphia again for the sweep. 8-7, and that was in extra innings. That was in 10. And then yesterday, they beat Los Angeles 6-4. And that strikeout with Ohtani losing his batting helmet could definitely, put that on a loop, because that was definitely some great pitching by the Cubs. Cubs, they get Colin Ray today against Sasaki. So we'll see. We'll see if this winning streak is still alive next time we talk.
Definitely.
All right, Jim. I'm not going to force you to talk about the Red Sox, because I know you want their owners to sell the team.
100%.
And the Twins fans would agree with that too. Even though the Twins are right around 500, they want the Pohlads to sell the team. But we'll continue covering these stories as they progress. But make sure to like and subscribe on the 94 podcast. We're also on TikTok. And we're getting some merch coming out. So, you can get hoodies, you can get shorts, shirts. Summer's right around the corner. We got Memorial Day coming up. I know it's spring. I don't know. The weather's pretty nice in Green Bay.
It's pretty nice in Green Bay here.
Yeah. You got any fun plans coming up? Are you going out to just enjoy some local events?
Not really. I'm stuck working this weekend and everything. Next week I'm going to Indy to go catch a indoor football league game with my girlfriend and seeing some friends down there.
Nice. Have fun in Indy with your girlfriend and just enjoy Indianapolis. Should be fun. And also, you had some cool pictures that you were taking at a local game that you were at. So yeah, see if you could get some pictures. That'd be really awesome.
Yeah, do my best.
Awesome. All right, I'm going to definitely enjoy this weekend, spending some time with family, going to church, and yeah, just a special time, and also catching a little bit of the playoff game with the Wild, watching the Wild, and then also just covering the Minnesota Timberwolves. So yeah, and until next time here on the 94 podcast, Jim, we will see you at the TOP. We're out.